Hello Year 8, welcome to Picture Book Elements, Year 8 English Term 2. We're having a look at picture books. This is a new way of learning for us, so do be patient. I understand that these are some challenges that you're going to be facing, but I know that you can do it. Make sure that you have opened the Picture Book Elements handout, okay, as you can see on the screen here. You will need it to complete the close activity as I go through the Picture Book Elements information on the next couple of slides. Once we've finished, you're going to upload your worksheet back onto Moodle into the submission box. Let's get started. Picture storybooks are normally applied to books that tell the story predominantly through using pictures with a few lines of supporting text. Illustrations in picture books are integral to the story, providing actual plot or concept information, as well as clues to character traits, settings, and moods. Why do children need picture books? What is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations in it? Children are more visually oriented than adults. Children need pictorial information to guide their response to verbal information. Pictures usually are more obviously resemble the objects they represent than spoken or written words do. However, the resemblance is not necessarily apparent to all viewers. When we're analysing picture books, we're going to have a look at 4 different things: storytelling elements, artistic elements, language features, which we looked at last term, and the target audience. Let's start with storytelling elements. These are things like plot, character, theme or message, style, and tone and mood. The plot of a picture storybook tends to be simple and fast-paced. They often rely on repetitive patterns that are suited to the rhythmic nature of the picture book design. The illustrations often assist the development of plots in storytelling. Characterization in picture books is simple. Characters tend to be identified by clearly outlined traits. Protagonists are most often young children or animals. Character motivation is usually singular. That means that they don't change the type of person that they are throughout the picture book. If we think about the theme or message, we had to identify this in term 1 in regards to Indigenous poetry. So we know that a theme is an idea or message that is communicated through the book. So in regards to picture books, themes tend to be sharply focused. That is, a single theme clearly dominates a book. The range of themes in children's picture books, there are a range of themes, however, it's virtually unlimited what you can choose. The theme will often reflect the message that is being sent to the reader. This can often be a moral or a lesson being taught. Words in picture books are carefully chosen and have to be very concise, really short. Many picture books rely heavily on dialogues, so speaking between characters, which can be great fun to read aloud. They often contain refrains and repetitive patterns. They often play with words and use different kinds of imagery, particularly visual and auditory images, like onomatopoeia. Many picture books are comic in tone, sometimes joyfully slapstick and sometimes the subtle, quiet humour. Excitement and suspense are often found in picture storybooks. Some picture books are serious and reflective. How many different moods can you think of? Write down at least 5 different moods in the text box on your worksheet. In regards to artistic elements, these are things like line, space, shape, colour, and texture. Lines define objects, but lines can also suggest movement, distance, and even feeling. Curves and circular lines suggest warmth, coziness, and security. Have a look at the 2 pictures here from The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Beatrix Potter successfully uses circular lines to create a secure feeling for her characters. Diagonal and zigzagging lines suggest action, excitement, and rapid movement. These images are from Madeline by Ludwig Bellmans. Horizontal lines suggest calm and stability. Vertical lines suggest height and distance. If we think about space, it's actually what draws our attention to objects on the page. The lack of open space on a page may contribute to a claustrophobic or uneasy feeling, or perhaps confusion or chaos. The generous use of space in a picture suggests quiet serenity, but it may also imply emptiness, loneliness, or isolation. Space can also create the illusion of distance. Have a look at the use of space in the next image. No David by David Shannon effectively uses space. Often, this illustrator fills up the entire page to focus our attention on a specific image. Space can also be used here in the giving tree, which shows distance and also how short the young boy is trying to collect the leaves. Shapes can be evaluated for their simplicity or complexity, their rigidity, as in geometric shapes, and their size. Rounded shapes may suggest comfort, security, stability, and softness. Squarish shapes or angular shapes may elicit more excitable responses like agitation, alarm, or confusion. The bigger a shape is in the picture, the more important it is. Have a look at these images. Colour is one of the most emotionally evocative of artistic elements. Red and yellow are warm or hot colours, and they suggest excitement, warmth, and happiness. Red can, however, also signify danger or boldness, and yellow cowardice or cheerfulness. Think of some red things in life, like stop signs. They're there to tell us, warning, be careful. Blue and green, cool or cold colours, suggest calm or quiet. Blue can also signify soothing or melancholy, and green, envy or illness, but also life and renewal. Colours are used to suggest cultural distinctions, e.g., white is a colour of mourning, and brides often wear red in Asia. The use of black and white remains popular. Children seem to enjoy black and white just as much as colour. Texture often refers to the impression of how a pictured object feels. It gives a flat surface the characteristics of a three-dimensional surface. Textual effects generally offer a greater sense of reality to a picture. Less realistic styles may make use of texture to enrich the visual experience and to stimulate the viewer's imagination. Texture is achieved through the skillful use of medium, paint layers, brush strokes, pencil marks, and so on. Actual texture, like material or the touch and feel books that you might have seen as a kid, is sometimes used as well. Think about Spot. Spot has little flip charts in it so that you can find objects that he has hidden around the garden. Let's have a look at where the wild things are. Texture is used effectively by this illustrator, as it has been by George Shrinks. You can see all of the textures of the wall and the rug and the shoelaces in the shoes. Language features are what we focused on last term. We're going to have a look specifically at simile, metaphor, alliteration, onomatopoeia, symbolism, and rhythm. We know that a simile asks us to picture one thing being similar to another and uses the words like, as, and then to create a comparison in our minds. A metaphor asks us to picture one thing as actually being another. It's used to arouse pictures in the reader's mind. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds and generally refers to sounds at the start of a word. Onomatopoeia is the use of the word that actually suggests the sound of the action. Bang, crash, boom. It's used to arouse a sense of hearing and create an image in the reader's mind. Lastly, we've got symbolism and a rhythm. Symbolism refers to the use of specific concrete objects to stand for one or more ideas. They increase awareness or deepen understanding of the idea being portrayed. Rhythm refers to the beat or pattern of the text. It's used to give a variety of effects. It can evoke the rhythm of dance, the lazy motion of a river, or the quick stress of life. When you're listening to picture books being read, think about how we can use our voices to create rhythm and tension. Lastly, the target audience is a specific audience, age group, or gender that the book is aimed at. The colours, language, illustrations, etc. will all be aimed at a specific audience. So in summary, picture books constitute an art form that has become increasingly sophisticated. Understanding the artist's techniques and style can enrich our appreciation of the work as adults and can help us to make wise book selections for children. Reading good picture books can foster in children an acuity of vision and artistic sensitivity. It's important that we understand these elements of a picture book because we're working towards creating a picture book of our own. Ensure that you complete your handout and upload it to the submission box below.